Welcome to YouTube Time with Madison and Christine. How are you all doing? You guys all ready for this topic? We're going to talk about love. Yeah, I said the word love. That word can be like a loaded freaking gun. Kind of like the word God. These things can carry a lot of baggage and old illusions and manipulations and old belief systems. So obviously this YouTube is definitely not going to, cut it. But it's going to be a start, as usual, of a conversation speaking into a new paradigm, a new frequency, a new expansion of what is really this thing called love. What the hell is love? Okay? Now, I want to first start this with a huge proclamation that I am not a love doctor by any means. It's always, to me, an ever-expanding experience and evolution. So I humbly speak of this word called love, and really like to call it an energy called love, and invite all of you with your experiences, opinions, whatever it is. And that being said, you can contact me if you want one-on-ones. I am so passionate about working on evolution with others. In my website, madisonchristine.net, has all the information and have special deals going on and packages being offered. And also, please, if you like what you hear, go ahead and hit subscribe and you'll get more of these up and coming. I often forget to say that part. So what the freaking hell is love? So obviously, I can only speak from experience, which is the highest frequency. I do not speak from books. Hell no, because we're always evolving. Right? There's things from books that can be wonderful, of course. Not dogging that. But I can tell you that I, as young as I can remember, was just passionate, a seeker of what is real love, because I wasn't experiencing it. I was seeing nothing but not just nothing, but mostly hypocrisy. And so I set out on a journey to really discover what is this experience. And I had to unmask a lot of things that I was taught in order to come into this place in my cellular being of experiencing true love. And you guys, I'll unmask some things and see if this resonates with you. I believe, in our world, we hardly see the real experience of love being modeled. It's just so rare. Movies tend to be like bottled up chemical love drugs, right? You see people fall in love. Sometimes we don't know, is it love or lust? What's your sexuality? Like, it's supposed to be a human development. So go easy on yourself, no matter where you are, by the way, in this whole conversation and experience. It's supposed to be freaking messy, you guys. Love is messy. It's like if you're a painter or a musician and you've just started a song or a painting, you better hope you're making a mess to get into the juice, to get into the truth, to get into who and what pulse you really are. Okay? So if it's all messy for you, it's supposed to be. If it was all just perfect, we would actually miss out on this experience of love. Right? So you guys, we do not see modeled what true love really is for the most part. I think our world's catching on maybe a little more. We might see some independent films or things that are exemplifying that more. And let's hope to see more and more of that. But what really is love to you? I've seen a lot of dating ads, coaching for dating, and have seen a lot of manipulations where people are saying you have to look, if you look this way, you can get a man, or you'll be sexy to a man, or if you speak this way, if you do this a certain way, this is the way you will get your lifetime partner. And you guys, really, what is the message going on inside of that? The message is you're not enough as you are, that you're only going to be loved if you do this or that, or if you look this way. The message is you're not enough as you are. And that, to me, is so sad. And I have seen it hurt so many people when they fall into that, which is so easy to, especially if you're young. But especially if you're any which way and you're vulnerable and you've come from a confusing past. So let's bring a lot of compassion. I'd like to bring a lot of compassion to this conversation. I can tell you personally, I used to be a freaking mess. I was so addicted to codependency. It was like being subconsciously drunk and not knowing what was up or down, not knowing my sexuality, not knowing, am I in love or is this just lust? You guys, these are questions that are supposed to be part of our journey. And I think we often go into suffering when we think we should know. Or we think, wait, well, I see things on social media. There's all these couples that look so happy. You guys, we do not see it all on social media. Life is so complex. It is so full. And this experience of love it's something to just be in reverence of. And be like that creative, that artist that just makes a mess. It's not in the box. This stuff is not in the box. And I have to say, I have yet to even know and touch what the expansion of this energy I'm talking about, love, really can be. I like to break all old belief systems, all old ways, and follow the new frequency. So I have no idea what's to come, but I sense how powerful it is because it's entering my being. We get taught, you guys, that love is outside of us. Again, how disempowering is that? Or that you have to be saved if you're in an old religious system to be loved? Like, what? When you get into what it means to fall in love with your own being and who you are, and you find that it's all here, the love that I connect to doesn't ask for anything of me, doesn't ask me to do anything. It's all here. It's freely given, freely abundant. No restrictions, right? No borders in true love and the energy. So what the hell does love mean to you? Maybe there's been some lies. Most often, maybe you had a family system, caregiver system, and it was a disaster. How are you supposed to know this thing, right? I help my clients a lot. Just bring compassion. I'm like, you're not supposed to even know this. This is all part of discovery and all part of exploration. So the more we take it out of, I should have a good partnership. I've worked so hard, and it doesn't work like that, you guys. It just doesn't. So let's accept, if you're into this, accept what a mess it can be. And also, I can tell you, I've blood, sweat, tears, and hiked a million mountains, so to speak, in this area. I have been from desperate to clingy to distant. I've played all those parts in my deep, deep fear of abandonment. And really for me, and what I notice with all clients I work with, often the wound comes from a very deep space in childhood and ancestry. So I want to offer a couple things, practical things. I'm sorry this is going a little bit longer. I remember having some powerful aha moments listening to a woman, married woman, a beautiful speaker, powerful speaker, Jungian analysis, who worked in theater. And she had given this project or this exercise to get a whole piece of paper and lay it out in your floor. I was in Portland, Oregon in my A-frame rental space. And I laid that thing out, and you're supposed to do a timeline of all the people you've dated or been interested in, that you've dated, been in a relationship in, is actually even more accurate. And then you look at, where were you working out your mother issues? Where were you working out your father issues? You guys, it's so true. I had so many aha moments with this. It changed my life. When we get on to the fact that we're dating from an old body memory, that's usually you're working out a family system and ancestry, those old wounds. When we start get clear, we clear that. So that's a part of the process. And we come into our true cellular being. Oh, it's so exciting, because I spent years healing that. So I just have nothing but compassion and respect for the time it takes. When we get in here into ourselves and we clear that, we get clear about who we are, what we want, and we can start learning how to relate with people from a clear space instead of constant projections and fears taking over the experience of love. So this is a process. Be so gentle with yourself. And I'm going to end it with an interview I heard about a week ago. It was Dr. Joe Dispenza. He does a lot of scientific facting and speaking on the heart frequency. And it's very powerful stuff if you're someone who requires more of the scientific backup. So he talks about how he was interviewing a woman who was very successful in her business, and she was at her wit's end saying, I have everything going so well except for relationships. She's like, I keep failing in relationships. And he just looked at her and he said, would you date yourself? Would you date yourself? What an awesome question, right? Straight to the point. And be easy on yourself with that question. That can be, or it could be exciting depending where you're at in your process. And the second was, get out a piece of paper and write down all the qualities that you would like in your lover, in your partner. And I would like to add to that, feel the feelings you would like and ask yourself, am I living these things out? What a powerful, beautiful opportunity to heal or grow or bring more awareness and love to those areas. Maybe you've had trust issues and really learning to find trust in yourself, right? I always like to have something where you can grow with that. So those are some examples. That timeline, if you're more in the space of still clearing, in this area of also what energies would you like to feel and how can you foster those within yourselves and your cells. So, oh my gosh, there is so much more on this topic. Thank you so much for listening, you all. And you take care and have a beautiful evening, day, whatever, wherever you're at. And I'll meet you all on the flip.